The shop on the corner. That knew too much. The shop sat on the corner like it always had. Square, stubborn, and slightly disappointed in everyone. The houses leaned away from it in neat red brick rows, as if pretending they didn't rely on it for milk, gossip, and emergency chocolate at ungodly hours. Officially, the sign said General Store. Unofficially, it was known as The Shop, which told you everything you needed to know. No one ever said, "I'm going to the shop on the corner." They said, "I'm just popping to the shop," as if there was only one, and it was immortal. The paint on the front was a heroic shade of blue. Once bold, now faded in places where the sun occasionally remembered to show up. The windows were packed tighter than a bank holiday train. Newspapers leaned against chocolate bars. Batteries lounged next to bread. There was always one mysterious item nobody remembered buying, but everyone assumed was essential. Inside, time behaved differently. Clocks entered but never left. The bell above the door rang every time someone came in, but it had given up on enthusiasm years ago. It didn't ding anymore. It sighed. Behind the counter stood Mr. Patel, who had been there since before most people on the street were born, and would, by all appearances, still be there after the heat death of the universe. No one knew his first name. No one dared ask. He knew everyone else's, though, even the ones who tried to avoid eye contact. "Just milk?" he'd say, already reaching for crisps. "No, just milk," the customer would reply, lying. 5 minutes later, they'd leave with milk, crisps, a scratch card, and a packet of biscuits they hadn't seen since 1994. Outside, the motorbike remained parked on the corner of the pavement like a loyal guard dog. It was black and chrome and permanently dusty. Rumor had it someone once moved it an inch and 3 neighbors appeared instantly to say, "That's always been there." Directions in the area relied on it. "Go straight down, turn left at the bike that never moves." Children grew up believing it was part of the shop, like an outdoor exhibit. By the time they were teenagers, they stopped questioning it. By adulthood, they defended it fiercely. The shop knew things. It knew who was arguing with whom, who was skint till Friday, and who'd said they were giving up fags, this time for real. It watched people come in confident and leave defeated by impulse purchases. It had seen fashions come and go, flared trousers, skinny jeans, whatever that phase was where everyone wore everything gray. The shop survived them all. There was a man who came in every morning at exactly 6:12 a.m. for a newspaper he never read. He folded it under his arm like a prop and nodded at Mr. Patel like they were in a spy film. "Cold," he'd say. "Yes," Mr. Patel would reply, regardless of season. That was the conversation. It had been enough for 20 years. Teenagers treated the shop like a test of character. They entered in packs, pretending not to know what they wanted, loudly whispering about energy drinks while avoiding the counter like it was radioactive. Mr. Patel watched them with the calm patience of a man who'd already seen this scene and its sequel. They always bought something. Always. The shop also functioned as a community notice board, whether it wanted to or not. Flyers clung to the door like lost hopes, lost cats, guitar lessons, someone offering to fix phones cheap. The shop didn't judge, it simply displayed. On Fridays, the place buzzed. People came in freshly paid and reckless. On Sundays, it was quieter, reflective. People bought things they didn't need because they didn't want to go home yet. During the snow, the shop became a sanctuary. During heat waves, it was the only place with drinks that weren't warm enough to qualify as soup. During power cuts, it glowed like a beacon, running on sheer determination and whatever deal Mr. Patel had made with the universe. There was once a rumor that the shop might close. It spread faster than fire. People panicked. Someone started a petition without knowing how petitions worked. Another person said, "It won't be the same round here," while standing directly outside it. The shop stayed open. It always did. The rumor quietly died, embarrassed. Every shop has regulars, but this one had characters. The man who paid an exact change but took 10 minutes to count it. The woman who chatted so long her milk warmed up. The bloke who pretended he didn't see anyone he knew but absolutely did. And through it all, the shop watched. It listened. It remembered. If buildings could talk, this one would sigh deeply and say, "Honestly, I've seen worse." At night, when everything else shut down, the shop window still glowed. That soft yellow light said, "Go on then. You know you want to." People told themselves they were just going for one thing. The shop smiled quietly to itself. The shop didn't just sell things. It sold reassurance, routine, and the comforting knowledge that, whatever state your day was in, there was still somewhere open that understood. And tomorrow morning, when someone pushed that door and the bell sighed again, the shop would be ready. It always was. And then, one day, it wasn't open. No drama. No grand farewell. Just a shutter pulled down that didn't come back up. The sign stayed for a while, like it hadn't been told yet. The bell above the door never got to sigh again. People walked past more slowly for a bit. Some still glanced at the window out of habit. A few said, "Shame that," and meant much more than the word suggested. Because when the shop went, it took things with it. It took the nods, the quick chats, the all right that didn't need an answer. It took the accidental conversations, the ones you didn't plan, didn't schedule, didn't swipe past. The moments where you learned who was ill, who'd moved, who'd had a new grandchild, all while waiting to pay for milk. Now people get deliveries. They click. They queue digitally. They don't bump into anyone unless the algorithm allows it. No bell, no counter chat, no place where everyone briefly existed together without trying. The corner's quieter now, cleaner, more efficient, and somehow emptier. Because that shop wasn't just selling bread and batteries, it was selling connections, one awkward conversation at a time. And when it closed, a little bit of the street closed with it. was a habit, a safety net, a witness. It had seen people grow up, move out, move back, swear they'd only be a minute, and somehow lose 20. That corner shop